Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living and dream chasing. Okay, it is time to delve into my finances once again. The most chaotic time of the month. Welcome back to budgeting with ADHD. And I'm not even going to say anything about the hair because the last time I said my hair was a hot mess, you all thought I was nuts. And I swear it's not because I was fishing for compliments, it's because when I filmed that video, I had 4-day-old pageant hair that I hadn't washed out. So maybe it looked acceptable on camera, but it felt like a nylon wig. So now every time I feel like my hair is a mess, I'm just gonna gaslight myself into thinking it looks beautiful. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. You are here for a monthly budget update. So here's what we're gonna do. I am going to pull up my incredible budgeting spreadsheet that I absolutely did not create myself and got from a site called CoPlenty. Not too long ago, I became an affiliate of theirs because I was talking about their spreadsheet so much. So I do now have a coupon code. So if you like the look of my spreadsheet, you can go and get one at a discounted rate. We're gonna look at what I spent in July, aka pageant month. Nothing but tumbleweeds rolling around my bank account now. Then we're going to budget everything out for August, and I'm going to give you a little look at my side hustle challenge, the most half-assed side hustle challenge you've ever seen in your life. Let's do that. So here is my spending overview for July, and as you can see, I came in under budget. And I'm genuinely shocked because it was pageant month. I did spend a lot of money. In fact, I am still not done spending all of the money that I spent at that pageant because I put a lot of it on my credit card. But to walk away under budget, I am shocked. I am agog, I am aghast. So let's actually take a look at exactly what I spent that money on in July. So groceries, I budgeted £15. I actually went a little bit over. I spent £16.31. Eating out, I budgeted £40 and spent £38.45. The majority, or actually all of that, was while I was at the pageant because I was staying at a hotel, so obviously I was having to eat my meals at the hotel. Petrol, I budgeted £50. I ended up actually not spending any money on petrol this month because we took my mum's car to the pageant, which is a hybrid. What a dream. I would love to have a hybrid. I have a 2-litre diesel. That costs a fortune. So all of that £50 is still like in my sinking fund, ready to go for this month. Nice. Car maintenance, I budgeted £17.47 because that's for my car insurance. But I also had to get an MOT this month. And would you believe it? Passed. It passed. Nothing needed doing on it. You could have knocked me down with a feather. My car. You know what it's like. That is wild. Gifts, I cash stuffed 30. Health, I cash stuff 35 as per usual, and then I spent a little extra on more hay fever tablets, so I ended up spending £54.90. Beauty treatments, a combination of cash stuffing and also getting my nails done. Clothing, budgeted £0, spent £0. Makeup, budgeted £15, spent £12.99. That was like some last minute pageant makeup stuff. Skincare, budgeted £0, spent £0. Haircut, budgeted £8 and spent £17 because I went back to my fancier conditioner and I regret nothing. That cheap stuff I bought was bad. Don't believe what the influencers tell you, because I was influenced. I saw all the girls on TikTok with their shiny hair from this really cheap shampoo and conditioner, and I was like, why am I spending so much money? And then these girls have got such shiny hair from such cheap products. It sucked. It really sucked. Toiletries, I budgeted £0 and I spent £8.25. I had to go out and get another tanning lotion because as much of like the chaos that is my tan right now, which is a lot, it has been worse. Like, I've been trying to even it out with the tanning lotion. It's just not going well for me. I'm not used to being tanned. I literally only get a spray tan to go to pageants and that's all, and I am wildly pale naturally, so I'm just like out of my comfort zone. I don't know how you tanned girlies, how you do it, how you maintaining it, how you saw one colour, because I am not. I'm many colours. Okay, anyway, moving on. Books budgeted 0, spent 0. Takeaways budgeted 20, spent £16.98 on my post-pageant pizza. Did it give me cystic acne? Yes. I knew it was going to, and it was worth it, okay? Hobbies budgeted 150, spent 276. That overage was covered by my pageant sinking fund, because all that extra money was all pageant money. It's expensive. I'm actually going to sit down and do a members video where I break down the exact cost of this last pageant I did. Anyway, charity budgeted 1750, spent 1750. Transport budgeted 5, spent 0. Trips budgeted 0, and I had to pay another £85 on my voucher mystery holiday. Now this is a tangent that no one asked for, but join me for it, won't you? Me and the girls decided that we were going to do this £99 voucher mystery holiday where you pay £99 and then you find out where you're going. I saw all over the internet people talking about how this was a scam because they would give you like terrible holidays and then you'd have to pay to upgrade them. And we made a deal between the four of us that wherever they decided to send us, we would just stick with it, because I was like, I ain't got the money to like keep pouring into a voucher mystery holiday, like £99 or nothing. But it truly is a little bit of a scam actually, because what I didn't realise was they can just give you an extended holiday. They gave us 3 nights, but then we had to pay for the 3rd night, and it's like, well, that's what you gave us. Like, we didn't, like, you gave that to us. Anyway, I had to pay an extra £85 towards that, so it's worked out almost twice as much as advertised, but we're going to like a nice place by all accounts, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I was not expecting to pay that out this month, but it was covered by my sinking fund, so not too stressful. Social, I anticipated spending £100 in July and I spent £94.90. Drinks, I budgeted £8 for my post-pageant Prosecco, and I spent £18.60 because I went to watch Miss Universe GB on the weekend. What a show! It's like Disneyland, except you get to sit down and drink wine. It's just princesses, a parade of princesses. I love it so much. I love it so much. So yeah, I bought a glass of wine to enjoy while I watched Miss Universe. Coffee, I budgeted £7 and spent £10.10. Personal development, aka the row that does not need to exist, I budgeted 0, sorry, and spent 0. Unaccounted, I lost £6.80. I don't know. At this point, I'm wondering, is it the ADHD or is it just bad maths? I'm not sure, and we may never know. Subscriptions, I spent £26.99 and miscellaneous £1.99 for a total of £900.23. So even though that is over my £750 budget, I was able to use my sinking funds to cover the excess. For me. So with that, like I said, I have £24.35 left over. We do not have leftovers here. Every penny's got to do its job, except of course for the unaccounted pennies. They're doing some kind of job, but just nobody knows where they're doing, where they go. I don't know. So we're going to take that £24.35 and we're going to put it into a sinking fund. And the sinking fund, we're going to choose, I can't talk and type at the same time, £24.35. The sinking fund is gonna be the pageant sinking fund. The pageant is over, the expense of the pageant is not. I have the hotel room on my credit card, so that is gonna need to be paid next month, so I am still cash stuffing into the pageant sinking fund. Not just that, but I will in fact be competing in another pageant next year. There's that. I'm just never gonna like be rich. That's fine. I'll be rich in experiences. What I am gonna do, which I'll show you when we move into our August setup. Actually, let's just do that now. Let me talk you through it. Here we are with August. Obviously, I've already started putting a lot of the numbers in because I can't talk and type at the same time. So my salary has gone up. I had a lot of confusion last month because I knew that I got a rise, but I also paid no tax, and I was like, that's why. I did get a comment saying it was probably because I was emergency taxed last tax year, and I was like, oh yes, that makes sense, because I was paying an extortionate amount of tax, and my takeaway for my part-time job now is £1,314. So that's a little bit extra every month. It works out at £124 extra now that I've had my rise and my tax has been adjusted. Fabulous. Love that for me. So with that £124, that is going to go into sinking funds. For now, it's going to go into the pageant sinking fund just until I can like pay off the hotel and get myself like a little bit of seed money in there. I don't know that I'm going to keep paying all of that into the pageant sinking fund for the next year, but that £124 is going to be going into a sinking fund of some sort. Then we've got Vinted money and side hustle income that landed in my account in July. That went into the pageant sinking fund as well. And then we've got my YouTube money. I withdraw £150 out of my business account every month, and that goes also into sinking funds, specifically travel sinking funds. Then I also pay £200 in like rent-ish, I don't know, I live with my parents. I pay off £140 towards my Vegas debt from last year, and I pay £100 into investments. I had some questions last month about investing, so let's take a second to talk about that. It's not going to be an in-depth thing because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just trying my best, but I'll tell you what I do. I'm not saying that you should also do that, but is working for me. I use Vanguard, which is kind of like an investment company. They do the investing for you. Now you do have to pay for that, so it's worth running the numbers and making sure that the return on your investment is going to outweigh the fees. There are so many different types of investment opportunities. I use a mutual fund. So the way that I've heard it described is that rather than just buying stock in one individual thing, you buy stock in a plethora of things, and your money is divided between different businesses and different investment opportunities to spread the risk. I can actually take a look and give you the exact one that I use. Again, not saying that this is the best, it's just the one that I go for. Okay, so mine is in a Life Strategy 80% equity fund. Now, all of this investment is within an ISA, and the reason I do that is because in the UK, if you invest your money through an ISA, or even if you have a savings ISA, which I have one of those as well, then the interest that you earn from an ISA, you don't have to pay tax on it. I definitely recommend looking into investing. I did all my research on YouTube. I just looked up a bunch of videos. I wrote down notes about the key things people were saying, and then certain things kept coming up over and over again. Like, people kept talking about Vanguard, and I was like, okay, if everyone's talking about it, then that sounds good. And then people were talking about mutual funds, and I was like, okay, well, everyone seems to be talking about that, so that sounds good. And I just took a wide breadth of information as my research and went from there. I know investing seems really scary. I put in £100 a month, and that doesn't feel like a huge risk to me, but based on projections, which we can only project, if I carry on in this way, then by the time I'm 65, I should have £120,000. Which, if that's true, girl, that's pretty good. Anyway, back to whatever the heck we were talking about, which I can't remember what that was. Now, I've already gone in and beep bop booped, boop boop booped, beepity boop booped a bunch of numbers for my credit card statement for this month, because I had some pageant stuff on there as well as a few other bits and pieces. So I put that in. So once I take out all of that, I will have £272.27 left for the month of August, which is not wonderful for me. I don't love that. We're going to be living lean, which is fine. July was like wildly intense, so I can just chill in August, and I'm okay with that. So with that, let's go and budget out my money for the month. So groceries, let's budget 10. Those are just top up groceries in between the big shop. Eating out, you're gonna really have to try and not do that this month. let's put 20. I don't have to put any more aside for petrol because I'm still covered from last month. Car maintenance, I've got £17.47 for my car insurance. Gifts, I'm going to cash stuff 30. Health, I'm going to cash stuff 35 for my contact lenses. Beauty treatments, I'm going to cash stuff 50. Clothing, no. Makeup, no. Skincare, I actually just ran out of my night cream, but I have something I can use in the meantime because I don't think I'm going to be able to afford to get it this month. So let's say no. Hair care, I need a new shampoo bar, and I'm going to get dry shampoo actually, so let's put that as 15. Toiletries, no. Books, no. Takeaways, no. Hobbies, see, I've already spent £297.53. Now a lot of that is pageant stuff that again was on my credit card, and that will come out of my pageant sinking fund, but there are some hobby type things that will come out of my general day-to-day budget. We need, my friend, the calculator. So I pay £19.99 for the gym. I think I owe another £80 on my boot camp. Dance class, I'm probably going to spend about £30 on dance class. There's no Pilates this month, so it should be 140 just to be sure. Charity, we're going to cash stuff and do my direct debit, so that's £17.50. Transport, I'm going to try to park for free this month. Trips, 0. Social, I've already spent £88. Oh, that was on a ticket to see a show. And then I'm going to spend at least another 50, right? I don't have any kind of event coming up that I can think of, so I could probably not buy a single drink this month, but I have to buy coffee. So let's put 7 for that. 0 for personal development. I'm just going to go ahead and put 20 for unaccounted at this point because I just know myself. 27. And miscellaneous, we've already got £2.79. Let's go with 5. I'm aware that every month when I sit down and do this, it is a little bit chaotic and it never quite goes to plan, and I always lose a little bit of money somewhere along the way. But I have to say that imagine how much money I would have wasted or lost or overspent if I was not keeping tabs like this. Anyway, let's take a quick look at my side hustle income for the month. The problem I have is that I think I have some really good products. Like my book, not to be like my book is amazing, but people tell me my book is amazing. It's got really good reviews on Amazon. The planner that I sell, that is a really solid planner. Like, I have ADHD. If it can help me organize my life, imagine what it can do for neurotypical people. My digital products, I'm really proud of them. I think they're really good quality. I'm someone who buys a lot of digital products. I do a lot of online courses, and I think mine are really good. I just suck at marketing them and like talking about them, which is stupid because I literally work in marketing. But I think it's kind of like when you're marketing stuff all day at work, do you then want to come home and do more marketing? No. So yeah, these things exist, and I'll link them in the description box. That's as far as my marketing goes. I need to hire someone to do my marketing, but I can't afford that. So anyway, let's take a look at what I earned in side hustle income in July. So for affiliate links, I made £27.70. So that's not too shabby. Most of that was from my Core20 spreadsheet affiliate link. So thank you everyone who purchased using that. I hope you love it as much as I do. KDP, that is where I sell my planner and my book. I made £29.74 on that. Digital products, I made £45.71, which is quite a slow month for me. And teaching resources, I made £3.27. for a grand total of £106.42. I say this all the time, this is a little less side hustle and a little more passive income. I don't really do anything. I keep saying I'm gonna do more and then I just keep not doing more, so I'm just gonna stop saying that I'm gonna do more, because what's the point? I'm just saying it and I'm not doing it. I don't want to keep lying to you, and I don't want to keep lying to me. Okay, is that everything? We did the July budget, we budgeted for August, we talked about side hustle income. Yeah, that's all. I hope your budgeting is going well. I hope that you are working towards all of your savings goals, maybe paying off your debt. I hope that it is all heading in the right general direction. Please remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye guys!